Well, good morning, everybody. Today's a rather interesting subject, and I think we will all probably have been manipulated or sucked in some way with regards to this topic. I had a lovely friend who was up on the wall now called Penelope. I only knew her for a few years, but in that space of time, I got to really admire her, and her life's adventures were incredible. What she had done and where she had been. I mean, I could spend all day talking about Penelope, but she's now on my wall up there as a great memory, and very often she comes forward in healing sessions to help people for certain reasons. So I have a good connection with her. That's if you believe in that. It doesn't matter either way. But the story today goes, Penelope, I only got to find this out a few days ago actually, and through another friend of mine, Cecilia, a beautiful soul. And what a lot of us didn't know is over the years in the Spanish mountains of her huge estate, underneath her a grand cortijo, she had built an underground safe house. Now, over the 10 years, you can imagine I have read for, I'd say, close to 10,000 people. And I've heard some amazing stories. And over these 10 years, I had an enlightened moment when I started seeing a connection between the internet and fear. What I was seeing was very clever people out there who manipulate through fear. Now, whether they realise they're doing it or not, I'm not sure, and I wouldn't like to point any fingers because that's not what this conversation is about. Because in truth, there is always a bigger picture, and when people do the manipulating, I really believe that is what I call the dark side. There is light and there is dark. They work hand in hand. It is not about whether this is bad or this is good. It's about two different sides of a coin, one being light and one being dark, that's all. And this darker side, which I believe is the tests and challenges for all of us, it tries to pull us, whether we are feeling pain because somebody said something, or whether we read something from a book, or whether we hear something from somebody's voice, or whether we watch something on a video on YouTube, on Facebook and social media. I saw a pattern. My dear friends, over the 10 years, I have seen people come and go home to the spirit world who have spent almost a decade living, breathing, working, sweating, fearing the end of the world. And we see a pattern time and time again. And I have seen quite a few in the 10 years that I've been working, and I'm sure you understand. The collapse of the internet, all the big issues, what are going to happen, 2012 and and on it goes. We're still here. Look at the 10 years of your life of fearing. Look at what you could have saved yourself if you were one of them people who are sucked in to this fear. My dear friends, it is an illusion. And I can guarantee you in a few years from now, there will be a name given to this disease. Because unfortunately, my dear friend, it takes over. It is a fear, and a fear eats away. And whatever the end result of that is the disease in itself. So I can guarantee you in a few years there'll be a name for this. People who believe that it is the end of the world out there. There is no end of the world. The world will continue long when you and I have gone. So, you can either choose to live in the fear, you can choose to believe that it is the end of the world, and you can spread that very fear to your family, to your loved ones, to your children, to your wife, to your husband, to your grandma, to everybody. Or you can say, I am not going to let this fear take over my life. Your life is far more important. You have so much to do. So I'm here today, and if you're listening to this, it is only because I love you and care for you, and I have seen so many people slip and fall. And like Penelope, who spent hundreds and hundreds of thousands storing protein powders and to make this underground bunker. Life will continue. It always will. Mother Nature and this world is far more greater than any single person could ever try and blow this world apart. All I can tell you is what I know. As I read and feel in my heart, there is only love, strength and happiness. And I can see the world becoming stronger. I can see the awakening. I can see people becoming more aware of what's going on. In the end, this world will survive long after you and I have gone. It has survived for millions, in fact billions of years. Have a think about that. So today, change your life and let go and have a beautiful day. Do you know? You never know, it might shock you. You might learn to love life instead of fearing it. Have a lovely day, everybody. You're an amazing soul. This is only part of a journey if you do feel like that. And it's just something that you need to conquer, as we all do. The internet pulls us into that darkness every day. So step away from it sometimes and just find your balance. Have a lovely day.